Today we are looking at one of my favorite games ever, Charlie Murder. By Ska Studios, a two-person development studio.
So, with this game, when did you pick it up?
See, you're thinking of ska music. This is Ska Studios. They play punk music, of course.
Oh, of course. Non-indicative names are all the rage in the punk scene.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I have no experience with ska music because fuck ska, punk for life.
There is room in my heart for all brands of music, except rap and except hip-hop and country.
I have some hip-hop you would like, trust me.
No, it's just that old cliche. I like all music except...
Yeah.
Fuck off.
All music is great. Well, you know, there are exceptions, but...
Yeah, I can find exceptions.
It's important that the music in this game be good because we play as a fucking band in this game.
Kind of reminds me a bit of the
Brutal
stuff
Legend.
that the Behemoth did, like Castle Crashers.
Okay.
It very well should. Castle Crashers was a gigantic inspiration for this game.
Yep. So I take it if different players pick the same character, the hair changes color?
You can't pick the exact same character. You have to unlock a palette swap, which we'll be doing at the end of this video.
Okay.
And then two people can play the same character.
But can you theoretically play a full game from the start without anyone have ever played before?
I don't see why not.
I was thinking if you have to unlock character as well. I have no experience with this game at all, never heard of it before this. So
It's one of those games I always meant to pick up but never got around to it.
Yeah, it was doomed to the Xbox 360 in the later days of its existence. It came out in 2013 as a Xbox 360 exclusive.
Yeah.
is it still exclusive or...
Oh, yeah. I've never seen it available anywhere else.
It's on
That
Steam.
sucks because...
Oh, is it?
It is on Steam. Oh, nice.
Came out on Steam in 2017.
Nice, because I like the idea of it, just from what I've seen, design-wise, and I can enjoy the beat-em-up. But I have never owned and will never own an Xbox of any kind. I don't like their games in general.
Yeah, me neither usually, but this one's a major exception, and Microsoft funded the entire game. Ska Studios is basically second party for them.
Yeah, I noticed the first logo from the studio with an anarchist A and then a Microsoft logo. It was kind of jarring.
Yeah, it's a bit ironic.
Grant Morrison would be proud.
But yeah, the developer for this game was James Silva. At the time he made the game, it was a one-person studio, just him, being completely funded by Microsoft. He won a contest called the Dream Build Play Contest. The winner got 10 grand and a publishing license with Microsoft. And he was able to make a game. This game was originally completed in 2010, and it was about 5 minutes long.
And then he found a friend and was able to start a proper studio.
Yes,
Say dreams don't come true.
He was able to outsource.
proper studio of two people. The second person in the studio is Michelle Jewett Silva, his wife, who he married after they met doing the development on one of the previous games.
That cuts down on salaries.
I was going to say they met at a punk gig or something, didn't they? Like, that's just too perfect.
A gaming gig.
Close enough, you know.
Yep, that's for sure.
Games are the new rock and roll, as they said about 15 years ago.
Yeah, the two of them draw everything, program everything, design everything.
Do you like the art style? It is?
The look of the game is controversial. You like it, you said?
I was going to say, I do like it. The characters are very expressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I think it works wonders for a game about punk music. It looks like your standard sort of punk drawing shit.
Yeah. So how come it was controversial?
People just don't like this art. Like, it reminds them of Giant of the Homicidal Maniac, and some people cringe when they hear that.
I still like it in Invader Zim, so, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's an art design that age well.
Anarchy. Nice.
I mean, it doesn't look dated.
Oh yeah,
So
not at all. It's a great style.
that's a sign of a good art design. Okay, the phone looks dated, but that's because they had to use a Windows phone.
Yeah. And it was 2013. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, and I mean, they probably had to use a Windows phone, considering Microsoft Studios.
Here's our experience meter, measured in squidless followers. And our level up system. We can buy new skills. Charlie Murder is my favorite character in the game because he's the only one who gets dual wielding.
So is speed just how fast you move, or is it also how fast you attack?
I believe it does affect your movement speed as well.
Because I never like it in games like this where it's just a generic speed and it's like, okay, what does that do exactly?
These kind of enemies are usually movement speed.
Usually, but not always. So enough to the point where I'm usually like not quite suspicious, but
Yeah, hard to be extremely certain unless there's huge bumps in the
yeah.
when you use the points.
Yep. And the game is meant for multiplayer, so changing your movement speed, if one person doesn't do it, then it doesn't really matter. Yeah.
Actually, it could still work since you remain on the same scene. It means that you can, run and help people and, be more reactive. So it could actually still work.
He wants to taste the curb!
Yeah, the thing about Ska Studios games is that they are extremely violent, just ridiculously over-the-top violent. But it's all done in this adorable art style, so it takes the edge off.
Adorable, maybe not.
It's like Hotline Miami, except Hotline Miami is still very fucked up, even with its art style.
Oh yeah.
That game is... You get queasy even though the graphics are made to, nullify that effect.
Yeah.
It was the character portraits that was usually like, ugh, because they are designed to be as ugly as possible.
For me, it was when I played the game and, you killed someone, you thought, but no, he's crawling with his guts still running out in pixels, but yeah.
Obligatory Saw reference.
Yep. Roar.
Also, you're dual-wielding grenades.
Yeah.
That is the dumbest and best thing I've seen all day.
Yep. Best thing since the Punisher dual-wielding 50 cals in that game.
Oh boy, how can we forget?
Or any game where a person holds a minigun. Sorry, I will never get over that in any game or movie ever. Except Alien vs Predator 2, that's an exception because I could abuse it.
Now, I always like it when they start wielding a squad assault weapon, kind of thing that needs like 3 people to set it up, and they're just pulling it out like a 6-shooter.
Do you know why you can't really hold and fire minigun?
It's because of the what you call it? Not the recoil.
No, the pressure, the weight from each bullet.
Right.
Yeah, but it would, if you hold it in front of your chest and shoot after 10 bullets, which with that minigun style weapon is very, very fast, will crush your ribs and pretty much kill you with a few more bullets. Because it fires very fast, very heavy bullets. You are dead.
See, I'd always believed that it was because the recoil, or there is another term for it, would essentially shake it right out of your hand. So it'd be like those gifs of like someone firing one of those modified Desert Eagles that's designed to fire 50 cal rounds. It just snaps right, hits them right in the face.
That also, I mean, there's many reasons you can't use it, but those pretty much maim and hurt you. The one with the chest, it kills you.
Ooh, shotgun.
Yep. I don't think I use it here, but...
Is it a shotgun with a master key attachment? I mean, a shotgun on a shotgun. It looks like it.
Could just be grip.
It looks like... Yeah, it looks like a trigger there.
Yeah, just an overdrawn pump action there.
It would be kind of hilarious with a shotgun and with a master key. Oh yeah, how you know it's a early 2010s QR code?
Yep, those are everywhere.
Yep. It's funny, I remember people saying, QR codes are so overdone. And it's like, we literally only got the option to use them in the last 4 years. Like, Japan's had them for decades.
We must have had it more than 4 years by now.
Oh, at the time, yeah.
Okay, oh.
Yeah, by now QR codes are almost impossible to find. They've been outdated.
Yeah, these QR codes have been around for like 15 or 20 years. I'm just saying that at the time people were like, oh, they're so overdone. It's like, we've not had access. Like, we've not had phones capable of scanning them properly for years.
No, they are still used in official paper. Like if you get a bill, tax bill or something, you can all those official letters and most bills from companies still have QR codes in Sweden.
A lot of DVDs and Blu-rays tend to have them as well, so that you can see the trailer for the movie.
Speaking of outdated media.
Yeah, I was thinking, oh yeah, all those DVDs and Blu-rays I completely own.
Okay, I'm gonna have to show you guys a picture of my movie collection, because I cheerfully buy them all the goddamn time.
I have a bunch of digital, like on my YouTube account, digital movies, but I don't like physical media.
Oh no, I love them.
Except board games. I have 2 bookcases in my room that are bookcases in name only. They are board game cases.
Okay, what the hell is that?
Here, by the way, is this is what all the QR codes in the background are for. You can take a picture of them with your phone, and it will actually unlock in-game items.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yep.
It's a good collectible.
Yeah, it's great.
As long as they don't, hide them in behind the foreground, and you have to pixel hunt, it's good.
Yeah, never. I think they took a good lesson from Castle Crashers, which had really obscure bullshit collectibles. This game has collectibles that are very reasonable to find and fun to look for. And also make in-universe sense, pretty much all the time.
Yeah, I never played Castle Crashers, but I played a lot of what's the name of their other game?
Alien Hominid?
No.
Yeah, I think they had a newer game, but I don't know
Battle Block
what it is.
Theater.
Oh yeah, Battle Block Theater.
Yeah, that's the one. All the heads in that game fill up my Steam inventory. All the heads except one, because there was one that I grew bored of grinding for it.
And the Castle Crashers influence on this game is very intentional, but you're looking at it, it's a game where you play as a band, it's a side-scrolling beat-em-up with RPG elements. You're probably first thinking of the Scott Pilgrim vs. the World game.
Dead spring to mind, yeah.
Brutal Legend was my first, since we started in a demon level with the very first at the intro.
Oh yeah, stylistically, but in terms of gameplay, it is very, very similar to Scott Pilgrim, which came out in 2011. This game was completed in 2010. They just revamped it and re-released it in 2013. So Scott Pilgrim totally stole their thunder. That's another reason this game is really heavily forgotten.
Well, they both kind of borrow heavily from River City Ransom to begin with.
Oh yeah. That's one of my big problems with Scott Pilgrim, actually. Scott Pilgrim requires grinding to beat it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I fucking hate that.
I hate it in all games.
You can finish it in one go, just straight start to finish, but the problem is, because I still have it on my Xbox, the only problem is that doing so requires the age-old beat-em-up tactic of jump kicking everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I absolutely could not do that, and that's bad game design to me.
Yep.
And I hated Scott Pilgrim, and I think a lot of the people who have fond memories of it, if they went back and played it, they would also dislike it. But they can't because it's discontinued. I
played it again not so long ago. I say not so long ago, I really mean like a year or two ago. And yeah, it hasn't aged particularly well.
Yep.
The game balance is abysmal.
Whereas this game is better than ever.
I think also it's... The problem I have with the Scott Pilgrim game is that it tries a bit too hard, much like Scott Pilgrim itself.
Yeah, I've actually... we discussed this last time, I think, that I haven't seen the movie, but I've actually played parts of the game.
Yeah, again, just the whole Scott Pilgrim thing, it's a bit too try-hardy for my tastes.
I must say, if I have one issue with the design of this game, it's an extremely minor one. It's that the weapons are not really fitting for the whole punks. It should be like guitars or something. And beer bottles, chains, wrenches, tire irons, stuff you use in a street fight or in a band.
Yeah, like I don't know why these ninjas showed up. That's kind of very try-hardy, but...
I mean, I have no problem if they show up like rare enemies, but if it's all guns and katanas and stuff, it loses the stylistic.
I mean, the guns make sense because there are cops everywhere.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, it'd have to be a post-apocalyptic situation for cops to be shooting you in the street, right? If that's the sort of thing that were happening, you'd have no choice but to pound them until their heads flew off, right?
I'm kind of confused because I thought cops were the good guys. Like they always say, if you're in trouble, go find a cop, right?
Yeah, if you're playing a side-scrolling beat-em-up, police will never help you. Trust only your
fists. Streets of Rage. Your lessons will last a lifetime.
First image, I think it's the first image. One of the first images I ever posted to Twitter was that one.
He's dead, Jim.
Yep. There goes a Viking in this game. This game has a bit of a confused design, throw everything in it problem.
I mean, but
it's fun.
A Viking, I mean, it could be a Swedish punk band. We had a big Swedish punk scene in the 80s and 90s.
Yep. Maybe he's just really into Viking metal.
Yeah, okay, then you're killing Nazis, so that's all okay.
Remember when that was a thing for like 15 minutes?
Yep.
Yeah.
And pirate metal, too.
Yeah, we totally don't have still Nazi Viking bands in Sweden. No, they are completely gone.
So let's meet our band, since I've been playing solo because I have no friends when I recorded this. And have a dramatic shift in the gameplay style. As you can imagine, they didn't subtitle these lyrics. I do that sometimes.
They seemed a bit out of place.
Yep.
Why is there a cross in the background? In the right, upright.
James Silva is a Christian, despite the fact that he draws an incredible amount of murder.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's no problem with that. I mean, there exist Christian punk bands that are not just, singing Jesus, but I mean, yeah.
Totally.
Well, you've also got, what do you call him? One of the guys that worked on Doom, Sandy something or other, I forget his name. Very devout Mormon, and he, creates tabletop RPGs filled with murder and demons. And he's been asked repeatedly, don't you think that clashes with your faith? And he just goes, well, no, because this shit's all imaginary. What's wrong with you? And besides which, the demons are the bad guys.
Yeah.
Which, fair enough.
Also, James Silva is doing the vocals, guitar, bass, and drums in this song and every song in this game.
At the same time.
All at once, he's a one-man band.
He needs to get together with the guy who did Lisa in Painful RPG.
Oh.
Whitley 2 Murder.
I must say, now that we had a Twisted Metal Let's Play with all the metal stuff, and I'm being a bit left out, now we're coming into punk here. This is my turf.
So I can be cool with music too.
Yeah, but I mean, considering punk bands, I mostly listen to Swedish stuff, I must say, but there's a bunch of really good stuff there, like current active band Charta 77, and Mimikry, Köttgrottorna.
Gesundheit.
Everyone knows how to spell that, right?
It translates to the meat caves. And then we have a bit older bands like Tekla Knös. They stopped a couple of 9 years ago when their lead member died. After the second gig at Reunion, they dissolved.
I mean, that's a pretty good reason to split up the band.
There's the developer's cats by the map there.
And if you want to get really weird, late 80s band Knulla i Bangkok, or Fuck in Bangkok, one of the members is currently a Swedish minister in the government.
Sort of like how Jello Biafra ran for public office.
Yeah. Or, what was his name? Dude from Predator that wasn't Arnie.
Oh, Jesse Ventura.
Yes.
Yeah, that guy sucks. That was a gimmick. Also, Jello Biafra was a gimmick, but he was out front about it. Also, we're in the pet store. I bought a pet bird, and then I ate it. You eat all the items in this game.
That's black metal stuff.
You should have bought the bat.
Yeah, if I had more money, if I was grinding in this game, I would totally have bought and eaten the entire pet store.
Can you eat that cat?
Nope, that's a special cat. That's
good.
Either Nico or Gato, depending on which one you're looking at.
Yeah, I just saw the first one when I asked.
Yep, the developers consider their studio to be a 2-person and 2-cat studio.
I like them.
Yep. In every single one of their games, they have put their 2 cats, Nico and Gato, and anglerfish, for some reason.
Ink of Rage Tattoo is a reference to Streets of Rage, I would guess.
More than likely, yeah.
What's an anglerfish got to do with Streets of Rage?
That's a damn good question.
Do you not say the anglerfish was there for Streets of Rage?
Oh, no. The
Tattoo
Ink
studio.
of Rage, the tattoo shop.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, I was missing something there, I think.
Right, that was deeply confusing.
Okay, so we're in England, UK or Australia. I would wager.
Because of the car?
Generic
like-
filled bumfuck nowhere, I would say.
No, I was thinking considering which side of the car.
Oh, yeah.
He might have a really long neck and arm. So
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's weird to represent 2D driving.
yeah, I know. Do you ever drive the other way in the game?
I don't believe so.
No, then we are in the UK.
So that settles it. That's where Punk was born, so... Ignore any evidence to the contrary that might exist in Charlie Murder.
Yeah, like the dollar sign with up in the corner.
Well, it is the post-apocalypse, so...
Oh yeah, because the dollar is going to be the most reliable currency.
The dollar didn't even survive the coronavirus.
We survived it, just not very well.
It should be toilet papers.
Well, that's what I said, dollar.
And yeah, we just came off the rhythm game section and onto another wild change in gameplay.
Bombing the school bus session.
Yep, school bus full of ninjas.
Going to ninja school, because where else would they go?
You wouldn't know.
I never went to ninja school. I was too poor. And now that I've made it awkward.
No, it was more that you whooshed completely on my. You wouldn't know because you can't see where they are going. That was my entire bad joke, and you whooshed on it. So I had no response. You stopped me. Sorry.
So I was just making things weird again. Never mind.
It's like, it's like sex for old people. You'll come. It just takes some time.
And in the end, not everyone gets it.
That's actually more depressing, or I don't know if it's more depressing or disgusting, or both.
I have retained my crown. Actually, it would have been worse if I said not everyone gets it and not everyone wants it.
Oh, hey, there's one of our anglerfish.
Yeah, I know this as
Hey,
well.
anglerfish! Let's move on to something less horrifying.
What do the magnifying glasses do?
Magnifying glasses?
That.
Oh, yeah.
See?
That's, yeah, I should have mentioned that there are trinkets in this game that they give you little in-game bonuses. The magnifying glass makes the background QR code stuff. It highlights it for you, so it's easier to find.
But a one-time use thing, or...
No, the trinkets, you wear them, you have a limited number of trinket slots, and you can wear them as long as you want. Get that bonus the entire time.
I'm gonna say, I'm probably gonna buy this after this.
I love this game. I would totally LP this game if I had the ability to record the PC version, because the Xbox version was developed with very bad online play. It had perfect local co-op, but online co-op was fucked from the very beginning, and they never got around to fixing it.
Wasn't that the same with Scott Pilgrim?
Quite possibly. Never tried to play that one online.
I remember there was some issue with... Oh no, that was it. The online multiplayer was sold separately. They were saying, we're going to patch this in for ages, and then it took them 2 years to do so.
Oh yeah, that was also during the online pass era.
Yep.
Thank God that's dead.
Twisted Metal 2012 had one of those as well, but David Jaffe explicitly fought against it, but Sony won out. Ah well.
I guess he's not entirely irredeemable then.
No, I mean, yeah, I think that was the consensus we had. He is fucked up, but not completely.
Yeah.
Like most people, but he's worse in some than most also.
Don't know what you're talking about. I'm great.
And the whole loot system in this game is heavily inspired by Diablo. And it nails the shit out of it so well that Diablo 3 ended up stealing ideas from this game to improve their game. This game allowed you to take the appearance of any item you enjoy and apply the stats of any other item you want to it. And Diablo adopted that much later on.
Oh, like a cosmetic, a skin, pretty much. But
yeah, exactly.
Didn't they have that in World of Warcraft as well?
Yeah, World of Warcraft had it, and many other MMOs have had it back in the day for armor, but not weapons. I don't know if World of Warcraft ever added it for weapons, but some MMOs added it for weapons, like Lord of the Rings Online, I think.
I know that Final Fantasy XIV does it for items at the very least.
This was the first game I saw doing it back in 2013.
Also, just gonna slide past the fact that you ate an LP.
Yep, ate a CD, turned me into a...
Oh, okay. I was thinking, how
guy.
Did you know this was an LP? I was not thinking of the record.
He just downloaded someone's Let's Play from Twitter and just crammed it all into his mouth. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
He read it.
Yeah, it's also a shame that I'm only showing off Charlie, because this is just a demo video here, but all the different characters have completely different skills. You unlock way more skills throughout the game. I think each character gets 8 total spells that you can switch between.
That's kind of cool.
And obviously, your appearance can be customized to ridiculous levels.
Yeah, I was going to ask, is the ticket like a bonus stage or like their branching paths?
It is the ticket to the movie theater. Gonna wrap things up just by showing off what is in the movie theater. And it's a bunch of movie posters.
At some point you need to stop, so you need to play a game that doesn't have elaborate movie posters in it.
Oh, pass. Yeah, also, if you don't like the look of any item, you can just turn it invisible. Still get the stats.
That's good. That's one of the things that many games today still do not do, especially role-playing games. Hide helmet. Not having a hide helmet option is sacrilege.
Oh yeah, also when this game was originally created in 2010, the goal was to rescue the female member of the band, Skellekitten is her name. It was, actually, and they changed it to make her part of the band, so that now you have a female playable option.
Much better.
Yeah.
See, that's the advantage of a partner design team. Since there's a really good union in the...
Yeah. They generally try to make it less sexist than it would otherwise be if it was just one dude making the whole thing.
Oh, cool. They're playing In the Mouth of Madness.
I was thinking we're entering a Japanese cinema with all the tentacles that...
Nah, we're not a nubile young schoolgirl. More's the pity.
Yeah, this is very similar to the Scott Pilgrim twin boss characters, except that it's very, very creepy. And throughout the fight, you can only damage one of them depending on whether it's light or dark.
Oh, a bit Ikaruga of it all.
Yep.
Never really like that kind of mechanic, because inevitably one of them ends up doing like some kind of crazy, insane attack at the end when one of them's dead.
Mm-hmm. They should. Oh, here's our team-up move where we call in Skellekitten to help us out.
She seems nice.
Yep. Based off of Michelle Jouet Silva, the wife of the creator. And obviously Charlie Murder is his author insert character. And here's what we get for completing the secret boss fight in the movie theater, because it is optional.
Oh, some crystal. Sweet.
Hell yeah.
Let's get high.
They all float down here. Okay, when they said they were getting high, didn't mean quite so literal.
That is a second unlockable band, and we can play as all those different characters, and they all have different stats and abilities than the ones in Charlie Murder.
How many characters is in the game?
There is an additional unlockable band per difficulty, and there are 3 difficulties. So I believe it's a total of 20?
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yep.
That's a lot. I thought it was just, the band, the 4 or was it 5 people at the start. I thought that was the characters he got, and then he got palette swaps.
Yeah, it's a little more complicated than that, but the unlock method for every difficulty is the same as what we just saw. And clearly that's all the gameplay I wanted to show off, up to getting our Frost Wraith.
Oh, you get alternative for all of them even.
Yep. The entire Ultimate Band gets unlocked this way.
There's like AAA games that don't have this much put into their alternate characters.
Yep, and there are so many secrets. They're all really cool. We passed by a burger shop at one point. If you go in there and you make a burger, it unlocks a secret boss who is a burger man.
Nice.
Yep. Just a very small sample of the awesome shit that is in Charlie Murder. Like I said, one of my favorite games ever.
Yeah, worked really well as a sales pitch, I must say.
Yeah, definitely need to check that one out.
Especially if you have like 2 or 3 friends. It's great to play.
We need to set up some co-op then.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm just going to let the title screen music play out because I think it's awesome.